Here we are, the Dassault Rafale. Look at the front of that thing. The intakes, to me, they're so streamlined. It looks like a high-performance sports car. The only thing I don't like is that permanent aerial refueling boom that's up there. It's like, why is that thing constantly up there? It should be retractable or have something else like what other fighters have, like the F-16, F-15, a port that basically opens up so you don't have to have that big wanker thing sticking out. Besides that, super smooth looking jet. Let's check out this air show. It's gonna be epic. So as you can see it taking the runway here, look at that runway. I'm gonna pause here for a second. So look at that runway. Look at all the grass. You gotta bet that there are small little pebbles and rocks. So the thing that I like about that is that a Viper would not be friendly to that type of a runway because you've got that huge intake underneath the jet that's just gonna be hoovering up gravel, rocks, and stones. Ask me how I know that. For those of you just getting to the channel, my name's Ryan. I'm a former F-15E combat fighter pilot, F-16 Thunderbird pilot. I flew F-16s in air shows around the world, including over in Europe. I flew in a Fairford air show, and the runways over there in England kind of remind me of this. And you take one wrong turn on a taxiway or a runway that's not been fully swept with like a toothbrush to make sure every little grain of sand is off of it, and the Viper just hoovers up all kinds of different pieces of dirt and thawed foreign objects that are going to be sucked up into the engine. So the fact that this thing's operating like that doesn't surprise me because you got those sweet intakes on the side. That's something that is very crucial to being able to operate a jet in austere locations where you might have to do something crazy, like land on a road. Would I like to do that? Yes, of course I would. Let's continue. All right, this is when you as a air show pilot, you feel that adrenaline because you've been sitting around all day, hanging out, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all the things that air show pilots do, and now it's time to turn and burn and light it up. So, oh, listen to those engines. The engines actually look really good as far as thermal. The engines look really good as far as thermal shielding. So I like that it has sort of like a turkey feather look around the outside. Look at that thing blast. Nice and short takeoff. You can tell lots of lift coming off of that delta wing. Man, the Rafale, it just looks good. Oof, look at that turn. And again, having that much authority, that much bite of the air is amazing. It's gonna really pay off in a dogfight for that initial move, maybe 2 moves or so. It can bleed energy really fast as well. But this is a real nice takeoff. Just seeing it maneuver like that, quick check to the right and then back to the left and then a slice back. Ballsy, and it looks really good. As a pilot, you really gotta make sure that you're adhering to your altitudes. All right, it looks like it's cutting to another takeoff here. That's a sweet paint job on this Rafale. Again, real short takeoff, love it. Gear sucked up. This paint job is sweet. I'm gonna call this the Thunderstruck paint job. Yeah, real nice turn, good view of the canards there. Again, just that refueling probe being constantly up. Like, why? Besides that, I love the design of the Rafale. Okay, another slice back. Great angle. I love that this camera's up kind of on a hillside watching this happen. That is a really tight slice back. So in BFM, nose authority like that, it's gonna be huge. And you guys know I like to review these videos and talk about how this would apply to a BFM fight. Again, I love the intakes around the side, gives it a nice sleek presentation, clean jet. I never thought I'd like a jet with canards this much, but this is really sweet, good looking jet. You look at a J20, compare it with the canards, this to me is way better. Just the way that the J20 is kind of elongated fuselage, this is nice and compact and tight, more like a sports car. Looks like this thing could be named the Viper as well from the front, just looks sharp. There's the roll rate of this thing, pretty quick roll rate. That looks comparable to me to the F-16. Not quite as fast of a roll rate as a T-38, but the T-38, I believe, has the world record for roll rates, so that's going to be hard to compete with. But as far as combat jets, that looks very close to on par with the F-16 to me. And that's pretty impressive for that big of a delta wing to have that big of a roll rate. Look at that head-on view of the intakes. Again, I think they did a sharp job designing the front of this jet. Nice view of the inverted performance there. Looks like it held pretty solid inverted. And then that climb ratio right there, the thrust to weight. I mean, it's a light jet. I don't know how much gas is in it. But the fact that it just popped up, elevated straight up, reminds me of the Viper, real sharp. And it's moving, it's going fast. This is something that I like about an airshow performance, an airshow demo, is quick, get it going quick. Don't have large dead moments. And the fact that it's kind of going pretty far out and then coming back in and keeping its speed up, this pilot's working really hard. This pilot's pulling a lot of G's during this demo, way more G's than the Su-57 or the Raptor demo. Nice. The slice backs in this look really good. The nose authority looks good. I mean, it looks like it could be even more nose authority than the Viper. Good aileron rolls. Sexy, man. Dassault, if you need a Western pilot to come out and hang out and just, you know, maybe take a ride. I'll start in the back seat, that's fine. Hit me up. Hit me up. You know where to find me. You know where my YouTube home is. All right, little belly check and then inverted flight. They're not holding inverted very long. So I don't know if that's some limitation with the fuel pumps, but they're not doing a full inverted pass. So it could be some limitation with the fuel pumps, gravity fed, not having the boost pumps to keep it inverted for long periods of time. I don't know. It just seems weird that they didn't hold inverted a little bit longer. This looks like it's gonna be a full pull through, and this is where you really need that nose authority to make sure, especially in the mountains, really gotta make sure you're shacking your altitudes. And then the cameraman has to shoot through the trees. That's dedication. It's like, I'm gonna set up my camera where there's some trees in the way, because I love nature as well. I love looking at these beautiful trees and jets. I feel all warm and cuddly inside too after I watch fighter jets fly or fire an AMRAAM. Then I want to hug a tree. All right, there we go. Over the top, nice view of the Delta. Yeah, it's solid, looks good. The engines sound good too. It has like an F-15E engine sound to me. Kind of like, I equate it more to like a thunder type sensation. With like a little bit of, a little bit of saxophone mixed in. Yeah, I'd say saxophone with a hint of flare drum and thunder. I could be a sommelier for jet engines. It's got a bit of stone. It's a bit fruity, with a little bit of Clydesdale horsepower mixed in. And the burner cans on this, they look good. Again, it looks like they've got some good thermal rejection capability to keep their heat signature down a little bit. You can see like a nice seamless transition from the fuselage to the engine, so that might help with its profile on radar. Ooh, there's a pushover. Whoa, cool. Like an outside loop pushover, dude. Wow. What? And then there was a little bit, you could see the engines gave a little bit of a strip of smoke there. I wonder if that's something to do with that. That was cool though. You don't see that. I mean, I love when they spice things up and switch things up. It's kind of bouncing between these two Rafales, it looks like, which is appreciated. Keep it spicy. And this isn't the Swiss Alps that this is taking place, so just that alone is badass. Nice inverted. To regular. Ooh, that was a low. Woo! Dude, that looked like he was about 100 feet off the deck on that one. Hopefully he did that on purpose. Otherwise, he's going to need to change his flight suit. Oh, cameraman got excited. Dang, an air show in a valley like that. That is a challenge. I remember flying an air show at the Air Force Academy, and you got all kinds of different mountainous terrain, and so you're really thinking about terrain the entire time. This in the Alps like this, in a valley that's even tighter than the Air Force Academy, because the Air Force Academy kind of lets out to a relatively flat area, and then you've got mountains on the west side. So to have mountains on both sides is just, it's a challenge. Okay, got a dirty pass coming up. Good view of the canards, kind of a little bit of angle of attack there in the landing configuration. Let's see if he does a roll or something like that, or if he just keeps it as a pass. We'll see. Nice view of the burners. I'm feeling a loaded. Nice. I mean, wow, that's actually really good maneuverability to be dirty like that and maneuver like that. Again, good thrust to weight ratios. What I'm noticing, the delta wings aren't affecting it as much as I thought it would as far as energy. So, wow, it's nice. Lots of good angles to turn with. Canards look like they're really helping it out. Okay, there we go. There's a longer inverted pass. So that shows me that the boost pumps are able to handle inverted flight more than that previous pass. Okay, boost pumps, calm down. I take back all the things I said about you. Oh, I want to fly one of these though. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anyone? Nice low pass. It's going to be hard to get a full deflection 360 in this. It's going to be similar passes. It just looks like just due to the terrain. And then the cameraman wanting to film the cypress trees here. He's like, I just love jets and trees. Okay, man, leave me alone. All right, nice, wow. Nice roll rate. Double roll to inverted flight. Yeah, it looks sweet. This thing just needs some smoke coming off the wingtips. To me, that would complete it. Beautiful. Ooh, yeah. A little bit of a loaded roll there. And something that you could use during BFM as well, when you kind of load up and then roll, that's trying to slow down your energy a little bit and have someone overshoot. So think of it like you're flying a wider pattern, and then that jet's just kind of shooting through. If they don't notice it and they don't kind of mimic your flight path and do good BFM, then that's when you can really get someone to overshoot. So that's, ooh, nice slow roll. These are really hard. So you're, okay, at the end he speeds it up. At the end he did speed it up, which is, you could argue that's for style points, or you could argue it's easier. Because if you keep it slow the entire time, it just takes so much finesse, and you're blending rudder to keep the nose up. And if you speed it up, it's going to be easier. But it could also be for style points too. Here's high alpha flight, which I like, showing off the high alpha regime there. Anytime you get a fighter jet going slow, to me, it's a thing of beauty. It's like helicopters. Yeah, we're coming for your job too. As it just like lands vertically, like, that'd be some pretty sweet technology. But yeah, really good slow flight. And again, slow flight in mountainous terrain like this, it's gut check time. Make sure you maintain your energy, because you don't have the altitude to then nose over. So he's got to power out of this in some way. It looks like he's easing forward just a little bit, powering through to where he can go up again. Nice, that's real nice. Really good thrust to weight ratio there to go over the top from that. Beautiful. Over the top, points at you, points the business into the jet at you. And then he's going to do a full roll. Again, good over the top move there. Got to make sure you have a good over the top call. Wow, powering through from high alpha to over the top like that. Yeah. Rafael, let's hang out. I mean, I'm not saying I'm thirsty or anything, but are you single, Rafael? Let's hang. Let's chill. Let's Rafael and chill. All right, good. Tight turn in the valley. Then you got those power lines over there, so that's something you're thinking of as a pilot too. You're constantly keeping track of things like that so you don't lose track of it. Ooh, he's hauling balls on that one. You could hear the sound took a while to catch up. So I would say he's probably 500, maybe 550. Yeah, I love the speed he's bringing into this. Ah, that just looks good. Dang, this is a beautiful venue for an air show, man. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little bit excited. Air shows in really cool locations. There's nothing like it. The atmosphere is great. In the Swiss Alps, I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Also, whoever put this air show on, if you need a commentator live in the Swiss Alps, I know someone. And I think in the Swiss Alps is where I'd give my best commentary. A lot of good vertical maneuvering from this thing. Really enjoy that. Hang time, that's what we call hang time right there. You're kind of going up, you're just hanging, waiting for that number, wait for that number, boom. Pull it through, and he's kind of slow at the top there, but he's okay with it because he knows he's got the nose authority to pull it through. Good tight turn. See, if it was a wider area, you'd do a full 360 there, but looks like the turn radius is a little bit too big to do a full 360. It's okay, you know, it's okay. If someone says it's too big, it's not the worst problem to have. They say it's too small, now you got to think about your turn radius. No, I'm just kidding. A small turn radius is great in a BFM fight. You know, the tighter the better. Okay, almost like a Hoover turn there, but not enough space to kind of maneuver it. So good redirection, just showing, again, the roll rate, how it's going to maneuver in tight spaces. As far as the roll rate, one side to the other, you're not really going to technically use that in a lot of BFM engagements. But you could, let's say you're in a close air support role and you're turning to look at different things, then you could definitely use that. Ooh, nice tight turn into land. Oof, look at that head-on view. Thing is sexy. And this jet's used on carriers and land-based operations. Primarily France, that's gonna, wow. Dude, that is some skill on the touchdown. Did you hear that when he gunned it at the end there to make sure he made brick one? Dude, this is a really skilled pilot. That landing, that's not an easy landing. So yeah, crack the canopy, give a couple of these, show the people the hero that they need to see. This pilot did a really fantastic job. And again, that landing, you might think it's just kind of, you know, easy, it just happens. That is a very tight landing. Very, very tight, well played, good skill. And that jet to me, it just looks sexy. It looks sleek, except for that refueling boom in the front. Let's have that removed, please. Let's have that rhino horn. Just boop, get that thing out of there. And let's make it sleek. Let's make it completely one unit. Beautiful jet, even with the canards. You keep the canards, you can keep your canards, just have the refueling boom removed. Nice missile wingtips there, so you can load a larger missile on the outside. What a beautiful jet. What a beautiful venue for an air show. Look how steep those hills are. It's literally like the backdrop of a half pipe right there. And I remember flying air shows using mountains as half pipes, and it's a whole new ball game. So the skill of that pilot, well done, showing off the Rafale. I want to fly one, so this air show worked on me. Glad you guys are here to check this out. What do you think of the Rafale? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, and by the way, it turns out only about 20 to 25% of you, we're moving up, about 25% of you are subscribed to the channel with millions of views, only 25% subscribed. So if you would subscribe, it would just help me grow the channel a lot, and I would greatly appreciate it. So please click that subscribe button, click the like button, all that stuff, and I will see you on the next one.